the importance of this game. Do you think guys in the locker room are embracing that this is a significant game in the division and a chance to really kind of make a statement?
Yeah, it's a big game for us. Like we talk as a team, every game from here on out, it's going to be a big game. And we have to approach them one week at a time. And like I said, we have a big opponent this week in Cincinnati. Understanding they're coming off a tough loss in Baltimore, so they're going to be pumped up and ready to go. So we understand going on the road that we have to communicate a lot better. We have to make sure we start together and go out and play extremely hard. You got to leave everything on the field in games like this.
At this point in your career, it's been a while. It's 2 years. You got hurt early in that season. So you haven't been down the stretch in 3 years. How do you feel mentally about the path ahead at this point in your career?
I feel good. I think my experience kind of helps me out in this situation. I know it's been a while since I've been able to go down the stretch, but I'm excited about the opportunity. Look forward to keep moving forward, and like I said, just taking it one game at a time, one play at a time. I think I'm WD 40 up now, so we're ready to go.
Jason, did you ever think you get back to this point? I mean, you're switching teams and all that. Now you're established as starting quarterback and you're playing relevant football.
That was the whole goal. After I got hurt in Oakland, a portion of the trade went down with Carson Palmer, and you find yourself on the outside looking in. But my whole goal last year was to do a one-year contract and see if I can put myself in a position where I can at least compete for a starting job, or one day find myself back in this position. And it came. But at the same time, you're gonna go through highs and lows in this business, and you got to continue to keep pressing on and just stay looking forward. Don't ever doubt yourself or doubt your abilities, because situations don't seem to flare up the right way as you think they should at times. But you just got to keep pressing, and that's my whole mindset from day one since the injury and the trade happened. It was a heartfelt, it hurt a little bit, it stung, but I think it made me a stronger person, and it helped me become who I am right now.
Is there an element though of having it taken away from you, not knowing if you're ever going to get that opportunity again, and it makes you hungrier and want to be more?
I said it does make you hungry. It makes you hungry, but at the same time, I think going through that, you look back and be like, why stress so much? Why put so much pressure on yourself? Because at the end of the day, things are going to happen and things are going to be done. Sometimes it's out of your control. It's time for me to start enjoying myself and going out and playing football and not worrying about the things that you can't control. And I think just going through that experience of understanding that, like I say, it was tough, to be a starter and lose your job and injury. It's a hard pill to bite, but at the same time, I think it's made me a lot stronger.
What are the things you learned over the years about what it takes to play well on the road?
Well, like I said, communication. It's one of the most important things. I think second is being patient. Understanding that you got to ride the wave from the get-go in the beginning. When it's loud and things are, teams are pumped. You got to try to keep yourself at even keel. And when you're in a hostile environment, I think it's pretty much the same way. Even when you're at home, sometimes you can get too amped up. But for us, it's just a matter of taking one play at a time. Don't try to win every play. Don't try to win the game on one play. Just keep staying within the game.
Jason, with Jordan and Josh, obviously they're two good playmakers, but how important was it for you last week and now going forward to have other options contributing? Obviously I'm referencing Devon and Greg.
That's what it's going to take going down the stretch. We start going against these really good defenses. Teams going to try to take away what you do best and try to take away some of your star players. And it's exciting to see D. Best have a great game and see Greg Little have a great game. I think it just helps all the other guys, from a Josh standpoint and Jordan standpoint. If I'm those guys, I'm excited. Because other guys are making plays, which creates opportunities for them. And it doesn't make us, one or two dimensional. Everyone has to understand you can get the ball at any point.
When you talk about riding the wave from a hostile Kansas City, was obviously an example of that. Did that teach this team that it's supposedly one of the loudest places in the league you can conquer it if you just have patience?
Yeah, that's the whole goal. It's definitely on the road. It's all about patience and, like I said, just communicating. The NFL, it's a tough league. It's a tough game as it is. And like I said, the guys understand. I think that's part of our growth as a team. We're one of the youngest football teams in the league, and each and every we'll continue to go down the stretch. Every game is a different learning experience, different growth for us, and we will continue to keep progressing that way.
Jason, what jumps out about this Bengals defense? And could you learn a lot being number 2 the first time you guys played them, or is it entirely different?
Yeah, they're different. They do a lot of things differently now. I think they're a better football team because of the games they've been able to play. Like I said, of course they lost 2 starters, but the guys that they plugged in, haven't missed a beat. And I think a lot of that just goes to having tremendous depth on their football team. But you look at a team like this, and of course they're really good defensively. Like I said, they can give up a lot of big plays. So you just have to make sure that you're being patient on offense and doing what we have to do. But you look at them, I think they play well as a group. I think they run to the football as well as anyone we've seen. And like I said, we just have to make sure we're doing the things. Their edge rushers are really good. So we have to make sure that we're doing the things we need to do to make plays here and there.
How conscious are you of not turning the ball over? Because obviously it's a big factor in close games, and you've been good at that so far.
It's a big factor, in any games that we play, definitely ones like this. It's conscious that you think about it, but at the same time, you try to go out and still play aggressively, and at the same time, just try to play through it. We understand when bad things happen in the game, it's all about trying to rebound. And I think our football team has done well in showing resilience as a team. When we're facing hard times, so this will be a big test for us.
Chud said the coaches took a hard look at the run game, and he wants balance. He wants more balance moving forward. How important do you think that is? Even though we always hear it's a passing league, but the weather's turning.
Yeah, it's a passing league, and you understand when you're in cold weather environments, you're going to have to start leaning more towards the run a little bit more than you think earlier in the season. Because, like I said, when weather's a factor, sometimes you have to make sure you try to find yourself to become balanced. It doesn't mean that you won't do the things you've done up to this point, but I think it does help based on the type of game. Who can't predict the weather? No one can predict it, but at the same time, even just as an offensive standpoint, the longer you go in the season, you got to become better running the football.
Well, how does that happen, Jason? I mean, it seems to me like it is what it is sometimes. I don't know how you're going to get it any better.
Like I said, just be more conscious of it, more of what we're doing, offensively. When we get into these games, you can't just go in there and just say, "Oh, we're going to do this," 30 or 40 times. You can't just. It's not a thing that you say you're going to go out and do. Obviously, the game has to be set up in a way that you run the football. A lot of times, or you're just trying to pound the ball. But a lot of it is just the mindset and attitude. And I think, we're trying to develop that over the bye week. Is have more of a mindset and attitude when we're running the football.
Do you think you have the backs to get it done?
Like I said, when you're running football, it's not always about, popping a 30 or 40-yard run. Sometimes 5-6 yards here and there are good for you. As long as you're moving the ball, in a positive direction, those 3-4 yard runs at the end adds up. And so sometimes it's not the big runs or the 30 or 40 yard runs that you see. A lot of times, that you see sometimes. Sometimes it's just those minor runs that keeps the team honest. And at the same time, it gives us confidence. If you're an offensive lineman, you like that sometimes.
Jason, as the stakes get higher with each game, do you think Chud has the whatever to continue gambling on fourth down? I mean, it's one thing to do it in game 3 and 5, but with stuff on the line.
Well, he did it last week, 2 weeks ago, and that was a big game for us. So, like I said, I think he is who he is. I think it's close enough. He may do it. I think a lot of it's predicated off how we're moving, how's the momentum on our offense or our defense is going, and the same point where we're at on the field. I think he trusted our defense enough that if you didn't get it, he feel like our defense can hold. I think that adds up into the matter of just also understanding that we work so hard on it in offense and practice that we have opportunity to make those plays. He think we can make them because he believed in us. And I think at times he understands if you don't get it, it's pressure on the defense, but he feel like our guys can respond.
I saw you on